All right, Coach, thank you. There's a look at New Era Field here in Orchard Park, New York. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Oakland Raiders and the Buffalo Bills. The first game's out of the way. Time to buckle down for the long season ahead, and we're off in week 2. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Ready? Blue ready. Hey, let's get it to Perkins. Check 99. Wait. Let's go.
Here's the first carry now for Todd Gurley. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early because they will pay dividends as the game progresses.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Even. Slant. Watch twist. You got tight right there. Long, flip it. Check, let's go.
Here's Gurley.
Check.
2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the first down. They love being physical.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Here we go. Check. Hot. Check. Hey, watch it.
Now it's Gurley. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle.
Double time.
They go play action. Winston. And this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. Picked off by Stephon Gilmore. And they will finally stop him, but a great return. Gets that football all the way down to the 16-yard line. They were ball hawks last week. They had a trio of interceptions on defense. In the first drive, they pick up right where they left off.
They're creating quite a reputation for themselves, aren't they? And sometimes what happens is when they know that the defense can take the ball away, as they saw the previous week, now you try too hard to not let them take it away, and you force yourself into errors. They've intimidated them in a sense and gotten the ball from them.
They'll run it with Jones. And able to surge forward for about 5 yards down to the 10.
When you enter the game as the AFC Player of the Week award winner, you expect runs like that and then some.
It was fun to watch him in the opener last week in week 1. He was spectacular and hoping for more here in week 2.
Big stop, D. Big stop. Let's go.
76. Tell him. 76. 76.
Max 50.
2nd and 5 now. Goff. And caught by Thomas. Touchdown, Buffalo. Ian Thomas, his 2nd touchdown on the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They had the interception last time. It led to the opening touchdown. So now 7-0 the score. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Chris Jones gets him for a loss of 8. What great push up front. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Jameis to throw it. He finds Corey Davis. And he gets it to the 30 when it's all said and done. That one a gain of 20 and a first down.
It's a gain of 20. First down, Raiders.
Ready.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
Get that quarterback.
Mike 42, Mike 42.
Hey, check.
Working out of the gun, Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Chris Jones, give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. After the sack on first down, Winston. And an alley to run. And this one will be brought back to the 22. First quarter, and now he already has 2 interceptions.
Yeah, he's got to guard against being tentative from this point forward, though. He's got to still make the right reads, make the proper throws. I've seen guys in this league throw 4 interceptions in a game and win. He's got to understand, put it behind you, keep pressing forward.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
Not a big run on the first play of the drive, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was a bad play. Sometimes you're just trying to settle in, get your guys a little bit of contact, and get things moving.
Hey, 5.
Watch the out.
Check 59. Wahoo.
59.
2 first.
On second and 7, Goff. He's got it to Williams. Well, they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a first down. They come out here in the eye.
Get that quarterback, D. Tell. Get that quarterback.
59's Mike. Check, 59. I'm coming for you, son. I'm coming.
Orange.
Goff now looks to throw. That is caught by Williams for a Bills touchdown. Preston Williams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And it's been a miserable start for them offensively. Obviously, 2 drives, 2 interceptions.
And this is where you have to know your quarterback and know how you actually have.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Chris Jones able to record his 5th sack of the season. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
56 to Mike, boy. 56.
Now Winston. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
56, Mike, 56.
From the shotgun, it's Winston. He's going to float this one deep right side. And, Jameis intercepted a third time. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he is going to score. It's a pick six and a Bills touchdown. Elliott on for the extra point. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0. 21-0 our score after one. Elliott now to kick this one away. Short boot, take it at the 21. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. From the gun, Winston. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, Winston. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he will have 1st down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. The quick slant, good for 8 and a 1st. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit, now another tackle for loss. And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. And the Bills are going to get him as he goes down. Chris Jones in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Third and long for Winston. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. And attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game. Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Now, right now they're saying, hey, let's keep this going. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Yeah, can't ask for a better start than that, can you? I mean, this is the way you practice it. This is the way you rehearse it. But right now, the play calling, they're locked in really well.
56, the mic, boys. 56. Check 56. He's tired of you.
Goff on 1st down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Ndamukong Suh with a sack. We've seen that a ton since he entered the league in 2010. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now gone. Thomas has got it. Complete. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down. Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Check, check, check. Motion out of the backfield. Motion out of the backfield. 56.
Now you won.
On 1st and 10, Goff. He's going to let this one go deep. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, of course, the incompletion.
Yeah, had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. That's about as good as a linebacker can diagnose that play, isn't it?
It certainly is, and what he did really well is that while he was diagnosing, he got his feet in motion without actually going anywhere and taking a false step that he had to make up later. He read it, got his feet in motion, and then he just took off and made the play.
Bang, 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 bang.
Go, 12, let's go. 2 for 1. Listen. 12.
Check.
Done.
3rd and long. It's gone. He's got a man. It's Williams. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder coming up at halftime. We'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in this second week of the regular season.
Switch.
17. Done.
Now a 1st down throw. Gone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Aaron Jones, that time. That'll bring up 2nd down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41.
Value 3.
56 is Mike. 56 is the
Move
move.
up.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on
Turbo,
the
set.
buses.
Now a play fake, and it's gone. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's 3rd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Let's go, defense.
Average wall.
Buzz. Be ready.
Blue draw quarters. Done.
Goff throwing again. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Quandre Diggs there defensively. They're going for a receiver there. Already has 1 touchdown in this first half. A second one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
They go ahead and snap it. Gone. He's got his man. It's Williams. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 16 yards there, and the Bills have a 1st down. So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football. Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
Mike to 59. Focus, defense, focus. Mike's 5'9", Mike's 5'9". On the ball. 59.
Hey, Alpha.
Check, 59.
From the red zone now, Goff. And this is caught for a Bills touchdown. Jared Goff with his 3rd touchdown pass of the afternoon. And the Bills will add on to their lead. Elliott good with a PAT. And a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
On 2nd and 11 now. Winston dancing to his left. And oh, look at that, a diving catch. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
To me, there's nothing like watching rookie effort in the NFL. So excited to be there. They're going to give you the max on each and every play, aren't they?
Well, he proved himself on that catch, that's for sure.
I think he may have proved himself to the point where he's going to get a second here.
He's going to float this one deep right side. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Winston. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
It's a lot of contact going on there, and in the end, unable to keep two hands on the football and bring it into his body.
Everything looked pretty good until the finish. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
I got you. Sonic. Zoom.
56 is Mike. 56 is the Mike. Come on, baby.
Jameis again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by James Bradbury. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more.
You're trailing, you're trying to get points late in half. I absolutely understand that. But remember, it's all about the ball. And without the ball, you can't get those points. They just turned it over.
Now you got to be careful because that deficit can get a little bigger on the other side with that good field position they just took over with. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Tiger.
59. Mike's 59. I got you, son. I got you, son.
Check 9.
Out.
11.
Here's Gone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Intended for number 87. Incomplete. It's now 2nd and 10.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
Hey, Shell.
59 is Mike. 59 is Mike. Check. 59.
Now it's Gone. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. They got to get it to the 21 here on 3rd down.
We got kill.
Here we go.
Ric Flair.
They'll fake the give. Now Gone. He's airing it out for Williams. And incomplete, almost intercepted. Had a great shot of picking that off in the end zone. And now 4th down. And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. They had a big first half. Now they have a chance to add to that lead here in the opening possession of the second half.
And everyone always asks about halftime adjustments, kind of the key phrase. What did you do at halftime? Well, the way they ran offense in the first half, I think they were very calm, congratulatory, but also what they were saying is don't expect them to be the same on defense. They'll be the ones making the adjustments. Let's see what they do, and we'll attack accordingly.
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Dante Pettis, his second touchdown of the game, his third on the year, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Elliott good on the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is taken at his 4. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Give the sack to Aaron Lynch, the former USF Bull.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for third down. Winston from the gun on third down. It's caught by Davis. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The Raiders on the move, a couple of big plays in succession. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. Another try after the first down sack. Winston completes it to Davis. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to third down. Working out of the gun, Winston. He'll get this one complete to Davis. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a first down. Winston, the offense, with a 1st and 10, and he's 4 for 4 now, throwing the ball to start the drive. Here's Winston. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Kevin King with a pick, and he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran the wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
He's going to look deep for Watkins. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he'll return this one just shy of midfield to the 49. Watkins, the intended receiver. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
Give him 12 yards that time and an Oakland first down. To throw is Winston.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football, So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
The interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. Jameis to throw it. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Lamb. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for an Oakland first down. Winston now. A perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. A pass complete here to Conley. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Hey, 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. Wait. Where did we go?
To throw again on 2nd down. Winston. That's complete to the tight end, Everett. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 23 yards, the final tally.
Black 25.
Right there, 56.
You better be afraid. Where we go?
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal.
That's it, baby.
2nd and goal at the Bills' 2-yard line.
Sonny.
56 to Mike.
Hey, stop.
2nd down and goal. Winston to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, but now it's 3rd and goal.
What a job by this defense all game long. They've come together and really said, no one's crossing our goal line, and they're definitely not going to start right now.
You can just see the deject. And that's going to be caught for a Raider touchdown. Corey Davis, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders are able to eat just a bit into this sizable deficit. And it's no good. No, he misses the extra point, and our score stays right where it is. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss.
The Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38.
1st and 10.
Now Goff on 1st down. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Finally, a good play there defensively on the deep ball. The secondary has had its struggles this entire game. Offensively, they've had their way with them.
Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now Goff. And this one caught by Max Williams. And they'll get 8 out of this before being stopped at the 28. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down. 2nd down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. To the air again. Goff. Going for it all. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Nick Boyle, his 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Elliott good with a PAT, and that will extend this big lead. Back now in Buffalo, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Elliott now to kick this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line.
At their own 17-yard line.
Ready.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
3 buzz.
Where we go?
A first down throw for Winston. They'll find Everett there, complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. And a nice gain of 21 yards. Now Winston. This one caught by Davis. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Corey Davis with his second touchdown of the game, fourth of the year. And the Raiders able to get this back to within at least some measure here of respectability. Extra point good by Gostkowski as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. This is taken at his 4. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off around the 27. He was trying to hit Thomas that time. Now they get a fourth quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That's a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Chris Jones make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Throwing on second and long. Winston.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. They'll try and pick up the first with Gurley. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll bring up fourth down. They're running with Gurley. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. At first glance, I wasn't sure he got it. Then I saw that spot. Definitely a first down.
It was, but boy, on the other side, you disputed a little bit, wouldn't you? Okay, if you're playing defense, are you sure he got there? But that's why they tell you all the time, don't just get what you need, get a little bit more, and take the decision out of the hands of the officials.
Well, there he needed a yard. He got a yard and maybe an inch. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. On second down, Winston again. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
I think this one offensively, this is one where you just say, let's move on. Let's not even watch the game tapes from this one.
Yeah, you might just want to throw it in the trash, act like it was never there in the first place.
Yeah, just say we're good. I actually have heard of a coach in the past who took his team out to the practice field and ceremonially buried the game films from the prior game when they got clobbered. That was his way of putting it behind them.
Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. Call that a very strong gain of 24. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. So second down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll throw again. Winston. He's going to air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. I guess at this point, Charles, heck, why not take some shots?
I would agree with that totally, because a big play can't hurt at all. Heck, you might get a pass interference call out of it. Somehow the ball might get tipped up and you come down with it. Might not do too much for the result of the game, but it could add to your stats.
On third down, Winston. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Shaquille Barrett gets in there to drop him for a loss of 13 yards, and it's also fourth down now. To throw, Winston. And this is going to be incomplete. The Raiders try it on fourth down, but to no avail. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position.
Go, cut! Maverick! 180!
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Got his man. It's Williams. An excellent gain, 35 yards. So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
I'm coming after you. Check. Motion.
Here's Goff. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back popped a lot as well. Sometimes the defense dictates it. If they're going to crowd it, you may have no other choice but to throw it downfield.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. Pettis once again the target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Hey, you don't want to see me.
Throwing again is gone. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down near the 5. And he is all the way up past the 25. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
25, check 25, check 25. Spot.
A little jet sweep to start the drive. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Caught here by Conley. And he's going to get this to the 31, but that is still well short of what he needed. Good defense holds him to only a yard, and it'll be 4th down. 4th down, Winston. And this is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Man, that's trash. That's trash.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Listen.
At the 32-yard line.
Goff going to throw it. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Tim Williams. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Well, it was 2nd long. Now it's 3rd and even longer. They're going in the wrong direction here.
Because they're moving exactly the way they want to, but you're exactly right. Definitely going in the wrong direction for the offensive guys.
Watch the twist. Watch the twist.
Third and long. It's gone. That's into the hands of the tight end, Boyle. 14 yards is the pickup there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go in the football game. Goff and his guys not coming off the field. They're going for this. They go ahead and snap it. Gone. Looking for the end zone. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
This will be taken in at the 1. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final? Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And what are the whistles for? Timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Winston. And that is incomplete. 2 seconds left on the clock. The veteran Stephon Gilmore able to break that one up. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. To throw is Winston. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this is dropped and incomplete. Well, there's a metaphor for how this one is gone as time has run out on this ball game. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week, we'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points, allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for the Bills, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they'll get another home date next week as the Patriots will come to town. Meanwhile, for the Raiders, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel to Denver to take on the Broncos. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number.
Yeah, wrist man, check the wrist man, got him hot. Ay, man can't ball like this, man. Lord, past the pig skin when he stretch a distance. I'm talking a few 100,000 yards, you just on your 5th grand. Run it up, 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 count it up. Ay, hundreds and 50s and 20s, no 5s and no singles, don't count on them. Ay, she wanted like me cause her blame, she can count on him. She tried to be nosy and hit up my ex, she like, girl, you can count on him.
Hey, hey, we need more, tell them we need more. Putting numbers on the board like I'm keeping score. Hey, 16 cars in my front yard. Hey, 30 on my wrist, bullet point to guard. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. Whole team counted, that's a big number. Big numbers, big numbers. 100 minute bag, that's a big number. Big numbers, blue hunts. Whole team counting, that's a big number.
Rick Rock. TikTok. West Hip Hop. Are you ready for some football? Ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Down in Mississippi and New Orleans, Big Snoop Dogg got a Madden league. His team is off the hook and you don't really want none, but if you do, come and get some. See, tell your mama and tell your daddy and tell the whole damn world this is Madden territory.